Jetstream Aqua Massage, located in the Heritage Mall, is your answer for the relaxation you've been looking for. Our massage beds will help you with stress, anxiety, increase circulation, muscle tension, improve sleep, pain reduction, decrease muscle spasms, increase your range of motion, and help with the everyday aches and pains of life. And at only $1 per minute, we'll save you time and money. 20 minutes in one of our machines equal to 1 hour of traditional massage. We have gift certificates available for the perfect stocking stuffers. All 10 units are on sale now, and don't forget your bio-freeze. Jetstream Aqua Massage. It's not just a massage, it's an experience.
You're listening to Driver Live from the Northwest Race Car Show, presented by Moxie Mini Promotions and Jetstream Aqua Massage, live on Spreaker Radio.
All right, welcome everybody to the 2018 Northwest Race Car Show, presented by Jetstream Aqua Massage, Moxie Mini Promotions. We are going to start our first segment here for the Driver Live interviews with none other than a man that's on our show quite a bit, Mr. Buzz Mitchell with the Shriners.
Yes, sir.
Buzz, take a look at this race car show. We've got about 26 race cars in here. We've got 1 million people. This whole thing we do is promote motorsports in the local area, promote these drivers, promote their sponsors, and we raise money for the Shriners.
Yes,
Last year we missed our goal by about $6. We're going to destroy that goal this year. We've actually upped the goal, and we're doing really good. So what we do, let's explain to everybody that's listening that wants to know about this raffle and what we do with the funds we raise here. Money goes to the Lynn County Shriners Transportation Fund.
Yes.
To help kids in this county that are underfunded, that need some transportation to the center, the hospital up there to get treatment.
To any of our hospitals. It's not just Portland. Any of our hospitals, we've got 22 in North America, and we have a new one down in Rio de Janeiro.
Rio.
Yeah.
Nice. So we did a victory visit last year. The victory visit is scheduled for April 4th this year.
Yes.
We've already got lots of drivers signing up for this. They saw the success from the inaugural event. Unbelievable experience, I know, for myself and Sandy and everybody else that attended. Humbling.
Very humbling.
And one of those moments where you realize the technology in that hospital it's nothing like I pictured going into that deal.
No, I think it opened everybody's eyes up last year. They thought it was just a hospital with a fancy shop, and it turned out to be more than that.
It's beyond that. I mean, it's futuristic in terms of some of the X-ray machines and incredible facility. And I know that the drivers heard about what the other drivers did, and the inaugural group that went up there, and they were like, whoa, wait a second, I want to be a part of this. And Sam, I think we got Sam Pettit on the broadcast now. Sam, you're going to be a part of that deal this year. I know you're trying to make it schedule.
Yeah, work schedule. I'm trying to make sure that I get up there to see the kids, hang out.
It's an awesome experience, man. I know you didn't get to make it last year because work wouldn't allow it, but if you get a chance this year, right up there with us, I'm telling you right now, you're going to leave, like I said, humbled and impressed. It's just an unbelievable deal. And this whole thing, we bring the race cars in here like I said, to promote motorsports, but it's also to raise money for the Shriners. I know, Buzz, for you, it's very dear to your heart, and for us, it has become very dear to our hearts after the experience last year and seeing what the Shriners really do.
Right.
Here it's not just old men and go-karts.
No,
that's not what it is.
It's not.
This Shriners deal and what they do is unbelievable. Let's give us some background on the Shriners and what you guys do as a club. And
okay, the Shriners is the next step up from the Masonic. We're a Masonic brotherhood. We're the fun part of the Masons. We do hospital work, helping kids out. We do fundraisers. It's a fraternal organization, but it's a fun one.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been a part of that, Buzz?
I've been a Shriner for 5 years, and this is going to be this will be our 5th race this year.
The Shriners
July
Cup.
14th. And it started out just kind of me opening my big mouth saying I think I can do it, and it's taken off from there. It's gone from $6,500 the first year to $12,500 last year, and I'm going to try to head for 15 this year.
Well, we're gonna help you get there, and I know our goal just for this show is $1,500.
You guys will get it. Heck, you're almost there already.
I think we're gonna be above and beyond. But that right there goes to show the awareness we've raised for Shriners just in the last couple of years with this show, when we do it at the racetrack, and what now that people know in our area, really what the Shriners do, how they're jumping on board to support the deal. I mean,
They are.
when
They
you
really
don't
are.
know, it's just a bunch of old guys in hats and go-karts.
Well, we got the northern half of Oregon is Alcater, and the southern half and eastern side is Hilla. And we've got Hilla jumping on board with us this year because
Awesome.
Heather called me up from Cottage Grove and wants to do a 50-50 night down there. So we got Cottage Grove jumping on board with us.
We had Sunset on board
Yeah,
last year.
yeah.
Willamette Speedway heavily involved.
Yep. If Hilla wants to take on Medford, I'm more than happy to let him have it.
Fantastic.
And that's the good thing too, is it's the racing community, and we don't realize how many people have been touched by the Shriners. I mean, it's only a 23-bed hospital in Portland.
29 beds in the hospital.
29 beds, but the amount of people that the Shriners hospitals have touched. I mean,
it's endless.
Not just in the racing community, but everyday people. I mean, we have two that are near and dear to our hearts in the Willamette Speedway racing community.
We do. And like I said a couple shows ago on Northwest Dirt News, like you just mentioned, it's not just the kids, the patients that are affected. It's the families and the friends and this everyday people, like you said, Joel, that we took that tour last year, and there was that one moment where we came into the classroom and that little girl was studying, and she saw all these guys come in in race suits and drivers, and she didn't know what the heck was going on. When she saw Mackenzie Lockhart, her eyes lit up. Mackenzie got right down on her level, went face to face with her, and talked with her, and that made that little girl's
She was
day.
a cutie.
And I don't, like I said before, I don't care how tough of a man you think you are. When you see that, there's tears in your eyes, and there wasn't one of us that didn't have tears in our eyes, and it was just one of those moments that made the whole thing worth it right there.
Right. The show in the auditorium will wake you up, but you go see real life people, and it tears you apart.
It really does, and then what they do just is incredible. I know you're going to be very busy with the Shriners Cup this year at the Speedway and what you guys are getting involved with. You guys are really getting deep into this motorsports deal with the Shriners, and it's paying off. I mean, it truly is paying off for you guys.
Bigger and better every year.
Every year.
This year I'm gonna have some Shriner stickers made up, and I'll pass them out to the guys out in the pits. If they want to run them on their car, great. If they want to put them on their toolboxes in their haulers, that's fine too. But any advertisement or help we can get from the drivers, that'd be fantastic.
Well, we've got a lot of raffle prizes over here for the Shriners fundraiser, one of them being a Ryan Emery car with the Shriners logo on the front, so kind of a Shriners tribute deal, and I think we've seen a lot of tickets going into that box. So, I mean, it's pretty cool to see that, just because, Ryan Emery, a popular driver himself, but with the Shriners logo, we're seeing a lot of people put tickets in there. I think it's helping.
It's the big thing is we've taken the Shriners Hospital and made it relatable to the community through the events at Willamette Speedway, through what we do here at the Northwest Race Car Show presented by Moxie Media and Promotions and Jetstream Aqua Massage. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is.
But you've made it, you've humanized it, and you get to see these people. I mean, we were talking with Julia earlier. Mm-hmm. Julia has the wife of Justin Evans, a Shriners kid. She's 6 months pregnant now.
Yep.
And without the Shriners Hospital, she never would have been a mother. Correct. She never would have been out at the racetrack hanging out and having fun.
Yeah.
Jordan McDonald wouldn't be out racing cars. I mean, those are just the two people that come to
Jordan,
mind.
he's a amputee.
He is an amputee.
That went through the Shriners deal, and not only is he a race car driver, he's a very competitive race car driver.
And I'll tell you what, the one thing that I think Shriners instilled in Jordan is there are no amputee accommodations in that car.
There's not.
It is set up just like a person that's an amputee or a person that's not an amputee can jump in that car and drive it.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yep.
And
look at Patrick Gills' crew chief.
Yeah. Wee man.
Yep.
So
awesome guy. This whole show, the awareness we're raising, look in front of us right here. We've got the X Factor display with Mike Miller and those guys with the Joey Tanner car and the Ryan Ronnie, and a pair of beautiful race cars.
Yes.
On the far end down here, you've got the Bar S Modified sitting next to Jerry Schramm's Leighton model Dakota Goddard street stock here in front of us.
Team Amco.
With a lot of Amco, we got 3 Amco cars here, I believe. Isn't there 3?
3 Amco cars down on the other end of the mall, down by Target.
Right.
We've got the Drager Performance Modified from Matthew Drager here. The beautiful, absolutely beautiful number 74 street stock of Andrew Langan.
Car's getting a lot of attention. It's a street stock, but everybody's talking about it.
You race that thing? And a lot of people can't think it's a brand new car, but he raced it last year.
And it looks like a show car. I mean, is that not the honestly?
It looks like it came off the floor at GM.
It
yes,
does.
It does.
It's perfect.
It does. It's a beautiful race car. There isn't a bad-looking race car here.
No.
And that's what I think sets us apart with this deal.
There is one. There's this 28A go-kart line around here.
That thing is wicked. That thing, people are talking about that.
Out of this one.
That's a pretty. It's sitting right directly here in front of us. It's actually an open comp dirt speedway kart with a sideboard that's about. How high is that sideboard? 4
I don't
feet,
know.
5 feet?
I think it's almost taller than J.J. Irvine.
I'm
not sure.
It's a big sideboard.
I think that's a.
The driver of that thing's got to be crazy.
He is not normal. Now the guy
that's the fastest I've seen it go.
The guy that built that body is a long ways from normal too. Mike Shank jumped in and helped get that thing done, and actually that thing rolled in early this morning. It was rolling in about 8 o'clock, and along with the 15R of Ryan Ronning here in front of us. But these guys are they want to be here, whether they get here later. And they know the rules.
Right.
And Miller and those guys are like, hey, look, we got some issues here with the wrap. We're trying to get this car done. We can't make it. We really want to be there to support the Shriners and the show. Can you let us in early tomorrow morning? I said, listen, I can pull some strings around here and get you guys in, but you better be here at 7 o'clock.
Right.
And we got to be here before the mall walkers get here. And sure enough, we're talking with one of the managers and some of the security. We got them rolled in, but it wasn't. It was close.
Hot pits.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was cool that those guys they had to be here to support the show and the Shriners. And I'll tell you right now, with my team here at Moxie Media, what we do to put this show on. It's about 5 months worth of work that goes into this deal, and there's a lot of organization that goes into it. Last-minute drops created some chaos. Last night as we started rolling cars in, we had it all mapped out, who was going where, and then there was some key cars that dropped out as far as where they were placed.
It wasn't just cars. Let's be honest. There were motorcycles, too.
Well, there was a couple motorcycles that didn't show up, but it was just one of those things where you get it all mapped out, and this is the order. You know where everything's going, and then you might have a street stock drop here, and then the car right behind it's a modified, and it drops. Now you got those two, and you're trying to put the cars in order so it's not just they're not grouped by classes. You want to spread it out, and we've got everything from cage carts to
speedway carts. We've got the street stocks. We've got the late models, the modified supers,
everything.
But no sprint cars.
No sprint cars.
The sprint car drivers must be scared to come to this show.
You know what? I even reached out to Heather, and I got to give Heather Boy some props. I reached out. I said, Heather, here's the deal. I've got no sprint cars coming to this show. I need one. Can you find anybody in your area? For those that don't know, Heather Boyce is the promoter at Cottage Grove Speedway. She says, let me see what I can do. Those guys, they're worse than any other late model. They wait till the last minute to get these things done. And she says, Corey, I can't find anybody. I apologize. I said, hey, listen, we've had one here a couple years ago, and they seem to be the hardest class of car to get here is the sprint cars.
You're just going to have to call them out right now so they have a year to get ready for it.
You got 1 year, boys.
And girls.
Well, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. Mackenzie Thompson and she's
Raquel Ivy.
Raquel Ivy.
Lindsey Barney.
Lindsey Barney.
I really thought Lindsay would be here.
She was trying to get here. The problem was they, number one, had a race this weekend, and number two, their car just wasn't quite done. I was hoping to have it. That's a beautiful race car.
Yes,
it is.
I was hoping to have it here. So, but they reached out and they said, hey, listen, we really want to be there. Unfortunately, with schedule of racing that we have on the indoor season with the micro, we just can't make it.
Right. That's the one micro that we've actually had the Moxie cams on that it hasn't destroyed
it's a fact.
The camera.
That's a fact.
I cannot believe it. When I see Lindsay at the racetrack, I go running right up to her and ask her to get me some footage.
We put our cameras on her wingless sprint car. And unbelievable to watch how smooth that young lady is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, to get to see her and Bryson James duking
was
it
that
out.
That was
awesome.
one of the best wingless sprint car race. It was only a heat race. But it was one of the best wingless sprint car races I've ever watched. And Bryson James shooting it out was just incredible. And she led the whole thing except about the last 80 feet when Bryson got by her. But what a race. I mean, it had everybody on their feet. But they wanted to be here to support the Shriners. But they just couldn't get the car done. But take a look at the people we've seen here on this, supporting this whole deal.
Oh, yeah.
You got even a new team down on the end, down there by Target. Team Angry Boy, Larry Baker. He's going to come out.
And,
they brought
we
a few cars.
Got my wife over here at the Shriners table, and we had some little 5 or 6 year old come up to